Hello, context traders. Today is April 22nd, 2025, and I wanted to go over with you a bit of today's trading strategy. Had a very interesting day today. We opened with a gap up, but we also were opening just below an overhead 200 and a gap above from the previous day. So, very interesting position here, looking to see which way we might want to go. Now, some of you who have seen my videos know that I often am initially looking for a run into the gap. That was something I was potentially looking at with this overhead 200 declining. However, given that we were opening very close to the previous day's open and a gap above, I really wanted to see the market prove itself to me initially today. So, on a normal day where we don't have this big gap above, right, where we don't have this area up here, and we also have this area below, I would be more likely looking for this overhead 200 to hold and at least see a quick move down, which we did get about $1 move down. Quite frankly, you could have taken this rocket bar here, taken it down bottom of the range, clipped a quick dollar. But I really wanted to wait and see what we had going on here. And the fact that we came down, we immediately shot back up. We came down, swept a little lower, shot back up. Right? I'm seeing this as more of a gap and go situation at this point. So I'm seeing all of these lower wicks building pressure to the upside. I'm seeing bars close higher with less of a wick. Right? We did have this one here at the 9:33 Eastern where it did try to fail, but we couldn't drop lower. So I did think we might see that initial push down, drop into a lower range here, then maybe come up, but it was holding right in here. And we see this nice retesting right here. And I entered my first trade. I missed this one. Could have clipped it right here, and I was kind of waiting to see what was going to happen, if it was just going to blast off and rest on top, but it gave me one more shot. Came down here, almost clipped this 10, and I got in on this bar right in this area right here. So as this bar was pushing back up and was getting into those opens and closes from the previous minute bars, I was in on this one. All right, so we take this up. We have a nice leg up. Boom. Nice power move up. We're hesitating up in here. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. We're not following through. I took off half of my position on this bar as it was failing to get higher. But I held the other half thinking that this was a nice opportunity for a 1, 2, 3 move. But just in case we did push up into this upper gap, sometimes we don't always fill the gap. We might fill half the gap and fail. So I was trying to be a little bit cautious. I took half off here, held the remaining half to see if these rising moving averages were going to catch the price. Thankfully, we did. We came down in here, we caught this, and as this bar here was rising up, I added that half back in. Okay. So I'm back in, right? Just a little lower than that right there. So as this bar was shooting back up off this 21, I got in and I moved all my stop. My stops then at that point was break below this area right here. So I've got my whole position back in, took a little bit of the gravy, the cream off the top here. I'm back in and we catch this second wave up. So you see a nice 1, 2, 3, right? We get a little bit of a hesitation in here. I start moving my stops up. I'm thinking any break, any close below there, I'm out. We hold, we push up higher again. Right. So we see that feels like it's getting a bit exhausted at this point, and I close the entire position as this down candle with close or was passing the bottom of the previous. Right. So when we're pushing up and we're not seeing additional moves, seeing these bars getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I did hold here. I didn't quite get out at the very top, but as this one was dropping back below, I took that one off. So really nice total move here, from 438.25 area up to the 442.25 area, right? So we're around a $4 move here. Actually got a little bit more because I took half off, added back in. Overall, just a really, really nice start to the trading day. So super happy with all of those. Then sat here and watched this chop around for a little bit. And I will be honest, I started trying to talk myself into taking a put here. In my mind, I was thinking no puts until we see a change of character. So, if change of character is something that's new to all of you, if we see a low produce a high and then a low here failed to produce a high, if we see another low here pulls back, that's where I'm interested, right? Technically, this area here is still the one in charge because this was the last low to make a new high. This one rested on top, so we're still bullish, failed to get higher. Could be a bit of a momentum shift, or it's just consolidating a bit. This one here, if it had dropped below, taken that one out, we would have had possibly a chance to come down and go after this low. But I saw this bar come up fail, and I was thinking maybe a little tuck, and I did jump in on a put on this bar right here against my trading plan, but I did it. I sometimes make mistakes. I took this bar down. It did not breach the low. I was looking for it to breach. It started pulling back up, and I just killed that trade. It took me out break even. So no harm there, didn't lose any money. But what it did do is prevent me from getting an optimal entry on this next call. So this is what I, in my mind, was waiting for, right? We have this retesting area right on top of a previous structure, and I should have just been patient, but I wasn't, right? So just made a mistake there. Didn't hurt me other than timing. So instead of catching this bar as it was rising, I had to wait. I waited for it to clear the 21, pulled back as this bar is pushing back up above the 21 on the 1 minute chart again. I got in here just a little bit late, but I was feeling pretty confident that we were going to go. So my optimal entry would have been down in this area, 441, anywhere from 25 to 40 cents would have been my optimal area. I'm in here a good 50 cents higher. So not my best entry, but I was pretty confident that we're moving still up. So my first target is to go take out that high. We get up above it, we retest on top, continue up again. And then I took off kind of my normal management style. If we get a 1, 2, 3 and I start to see failure, I will take off 50%. So I took off half of my trade right here on this area as this 1 minute candle is breaching below the lows of the previous 1 minute candle. But I'm not necessarily looking to get totally out of my trade at this point because I do think we still have some upside potential. Let me clear this out over here. I want to show you something on this side. If we're looking at impulse moves, we see impulse up, pullback. Second leg did not get as high. Sorry, right? Meant this one here. Impulse up. Second leg up, didn't go as high, pulled back. Third leg. Oftentimes, how we start is how we finish. So I was already looking at somewhere in this range as a potential fail point. So we're moving in that direction. We're getting pullback. We're pushing back up again. I didn't add back on this time. I was nice and green for the day, so I just held that second half, that 50%. I was going to hold it, honestly, all the way down into this area. I wasn't concerned. Nice and green on the day. So I was thinking that this had a chance to chop around and still make that move up. We came down, we crashed through, popped right back up on top of the 21. All my moving averages are still in alignment. Everything's moving up. And we got into this area here, consolidation zone. And in this zone, I'm thinking we're going to get one last surge or we're going to fail. And we got right into that, just a few pennies shy of my target. I was looking at that 445.50 area and we stalled out and I killed this trade right there. So this bar, this was the 1119 Eastern bar, popped up, didn't accelerate. I was done. Could have pulled back and ripped, but a lot of confluences were telling me that this was an area that we would probably reject off of. I mean, it certainly could have done one of these here and then just immediately snap back down and done that. So would have left a little bit of profit. That's fine. Don't care. Super nice trading day. A little over $6 total price action today. So super happy about that. I closed out there. But let's talk about one more fantastic, beautiful, please take me setup that I was away from my computer for. But this right here is my favorite, the scoop and score discount zone buy opportunity. We see nice extended run up, we pull back. I bet you we got a nice little fib area here. Look at that 38.2 fib zone, right? We're still in that one third of the day move. We see this trending down, snap right back up, full, and look at this. Beautiful right here, right on the moving average. You could try to take this one right off the moving average, but there's no reason why you can't just wait, let this bar show itself, show its colors, bang, get in. You could take this up, right? 1, 2, 3. You could get out there or just start sliding your stop and managing. So beautiful, beautiful trade here at the noon Eastern hour. Um, Kind of actually sad that I missed that one. That was pretty. Okay, so that's what I got for all of you today. Remember, I am not trying to tell you how you should trade. I just want to share with you how I trade. So I hope the rest of your day goes wonderfully well, and I'll catch you all next time.